What's up everyone and welcome to a new update, and today we're going to discuss why Bitcoin and altcoins are just continuing their bull cycle. But before we're going to do that, do not forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, as tonight there is the live stream where we're going to be giving away 5 times $200. Check out my Twitter if you want to join the giveaway. And we've reached 100k subs, so that's why we're going to have a celebration live stream tonight at 19:30 Central European time. Let's jump to the charts, as Bitcoin is showing us some momentum right now, but it's following the path, as in we have rejected at resistance, and right now we're going to look at a potential support level for continuation. So what's next? Well, we've got this bullish divergence, we've got the rejection here, but we've got higher highs on the lower trend, which means that preferably you want to see it hold above this recent low. But in general, this green zone is the critical area. And why is it the critical area that we should be holding on to? That's because of the fact that this is the area that we used to have as support, and if we hold above this level at 35.5 to 36, this could be granted us as a potential support resistance flip once again, given the fact that this then becomes a fake out. And when that becomes a fake out, we can continue making this upwards movements, and the bullish divergence is very likely to be having a confirmation there, in which it's very likely that we're going to break this resistance zone and start targeting 48k. Why is it important to watch as a fake out in which we have to flip this level? Well, if you inverse that chart, you can see that this has become a fake out, and then the other side of the range will be followed, through which you can see that this became the resistance again, as it used to be the resistance, and then we started to follow through. So in this case, if we become or we getting support here once again, it's very likely that we're going to test further upwards, or that the trend is going to continue moving upwards from here. So in the coming days, I prefer to see a higher low. I prefer to see anywhere in this range to become support, because that will build the structure in itself. And when it does that, it's very likely that we're going to have this resistance that we can crack. And if we can crack this resistance, it seems likely that we're going to have a test at 48k. So that's the case right now with the markets and this stage. What are altcoins doing? Well, the moment that Bitcoin consolidates, it's very likely that we're going to have altcoins just see in continuation. So the point is here, and I've discussed it yesterday as well. You sold your altcoins at the low because the Bitcoin dominance chart bounced up. That's after the event. So what's going to happen next is that when the event took place, and Bitcoin will consolidate and people start becoming relaxed again, it's very likely that we're going to just have continuation on the altcoins, in which they are bouncing back up. And when they are bouncing back up, they can overshoot to the upside as we get FOMO once again. And I've got a few examples. I've been discussing a few of those, but you can see SKL, for instance. And I'll just zoom in on the 1 hour. You can see that we've got this crash here. The first crash was this one. Bounce back up, rejection, tested the low again, flip. This is the example that you want to see with Bitcoin. And after that, it overshoots. As you can see, that it takes out this resistance, and then it just overshoots to the upside, given of FOMO, low liquidity books, etc., etc. But there's no retest, not much at this stage. So when you sold your position somewhere in this range because you were assuming that the Bitcoin dominance would have gone up even more, you are now sitting here thinking, okay, what should I do next? So right now you feel the FOMO to get back into SKL while you've sold around this low area. While actually anything of those ranges and this retest should be an entry zone already, based on the fact that you don't enter here. So there's 3 zones that you should be looking at as potential entry points. And if you have been taking anything of those zones, you are in profit in general. So if this happens, this big move, you know that you should be waiting for first level here, second level the previous high, third level this one. That's the critical level that we should be holding on to. So if you take the entry in this zone, you're pretty much having a massive risk reward ratio above the fact that you don't buy into FOMO candles. And yes, it takes time, but hey, it's trading, it's investing, it takes time, it's a marathon. So in this case, you would have been filled. And in that perspective, you're currently looking at a pretty decent profit, especially if you have been playing this one, you're up about 150%. So even in crashes, you can make a ton of money. You have to have liquidity, you have to have cojones, and if you have that, then you're able to do to make a big amount of money in trading and investing. So even Matic is showing us the exact same effect. Came all the way back down, and now we can see that it's consolidating and not really granting any retest at all. You've got one, which is this one, and there's this one. But probably you should be waiting before it gets into this zone, if it even gets there. So if you have a large crash in the future, use it. And I'm assuming that many altcoins will follow suit. One of those examples, KAVA, it's beneath the 100-day and 200-day MAs at this period. It's the same with DIA and Swipe. But once it breaks back up, just like it has been doing here, and it flips again, it's very likely that we're going to test the resistance for the 4th time. And when we test that resistance for the 4th time, I think we're going to make a breaker out of it towards the resistance zone. So more on this topic tonight in the live stream. There's not much more to update, but stick to your positions. Do not fall for social media extreme moves or extreme statements. And join me back tonight in the live stream, as I'll be discussing all your questions on all the topics that we should be discussing. So tune in, and I'll see you again later.